Live Q&A. Here we go. Friday, December 15th. Where's the month gone? Christmas 10 days away. Pretty exciting. Let's jump right into these questions here. First one is what do you think for condos? Will there be any deals here as we go into 2024? Yeah, great question. I think right now, when it comes to the condo market, there's definitely options out there. There's definitely less than there was about 3 weeks ago, though, I will say that. So we have seen about a 10 to 15% decrease in condo inventory in the last 2 weeks. And I think that's pretty important to note because hitting December 1st, we had about 1,300 condos on the market, give or take. And that's across the board for Toronto CO1, which goes from Dufferin to Yonge and from Bloor to the Water. Now we're looking, at least as of the day of recording here on December 15th, that dropped about 1,500 units. So give or take about 10 to 15% of a drop. Could be a multitude of factors. Either some units have been sold, maybe some that have been on the market for some time have pulled off the market. Different factors as we're heading through December, of course. But I think it's important to note that, if the inventory keeps coming down, and interest rates on the fixed side have been coming down as well. We have been seeing a little bit more buyer activity out there in the market. And I think that's synonymous with, of course, the media is talking about how things are in buyer territory. And if you watch my videos, you've seen a lot of elements when it comes to that. So we're not going to get too much into that for today's live Q&A. But I would say, and I know I'm going a little bit long here, but if inventory keeps coming down, if rates come down, and all of a sudden we've hit the floor when it comes to pricing, then we might start seeing things go the other way. Because if the inventory starts getting snapped up, and then all of a sudden we go from 11 or 1,200 units that are currently on the market to 300 or 400, which is kind of like what we saw a couple years ago when things were at the peak. Definitely a different market when it comes to looking to purchase here in the city. So if you are a buyer and you're interested in looking at maybe condos and you're open to maybe something that is currently tenanted or vacant, and you can wait a little bit longer for closing to make sure the proper discussions have been had with the tenant when it comes to moving in, that kind of thing, with, of course, proper notice, then and there are rules for that, by the way, so something to discuss whenever that time comes. But if that's the case, you might find yourself being able to grab something here in the next little while and maybe save a little bit of money when it comes to what that same condo would have costed maybe a year ago, or even a year and a half to 2 years ago, depending on the property. So long story, but I would say inventory has been coming down a little bit as we go through the December month, and it'll be interesting to see what comes up, or if anything new comes up as we go through January. Next question: what is the new Canada economic statement discussing? Because I heard there's something about the Canada's housing plan. Yeah, so chapter 1 in the fall economic statement was all about Canada's housing action plan, and they actually brought it down like it was the first part of the economic housing plan. So if you want to go through it, and I've done a few videos on it, broken them down because it is pretty lengthy, but I would say there's 4 elements to that housing action plan. So building more homes faster is number 1. Some more construction workers, and where construction workers can go interprovincially, I believe that's the term there. Supporting renters, buyers, and homeowners is the third part, and the new Canadian Mortgage Charter. Each one has their own element, and you'll be able to see those on my YouTube videos in the coming weeks. So each one will be broken down more in depth, but essentially they're really trying to make some moves when it comes to Canada's housing action plan, like how they're going to be able to house people as we move forward. One thing's for sure, and looking through that article, and it will come up on those videos, is that some of these plans don't start for like 2 years from now, or at least a year from now. And I find I don't know if that means that they're going to start building at that time, or if that means that's when they're going to start doing the permits and start developing things at that time and building in multiple years from then. And if that's the case, it might be a bit of a missed opportunity to not just start it right away. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Also, too, when doing the numbers, there'd still be about multi units short of the goal in 10 years from now. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out and what that looks like moving forward. Third question, what am I seeing here in December? Well, I mean, December is generally a slower month in real estate as it is. A couple things I've been seeing. So if you are looking for condos, as just discussed, there are properties on the market. There's several properties that have been on the market for quite some time. So even first-time buyers, if you're looking for an entry-level condo downtown, it could be a good opportunity there. And like I said in other videos, you really will know what a deal is when you're out there shopping, and you'll see that deal as it's happening versus just waiting to see what comes up in the meantime. And then you see a sold price, and you're like, oh, that's actually a really good price for that. So if you are in the market and paying attention to what's been going on in the market on a daily basis, you'll see where those deals present themselves, because there are a good amount of them that have been sitting on the market that could present opportunity for buyers. I also find that if you are looking in the freehold market, so if you're looking for a house in any of the prime areas in the city, if you're looking kind of between that $1 million and $2 million range, which is generally a step up buyer's price point or first time buyer for a house type of price point here in the city of Toronto, then I'm finding there's really not much on the market that's move-in ready. Anything move-in ready seems to be moving still relatively quickly and for a good price. Like, prices haven't really dropped significantly in that asset class. If you are looking in the plus $2 million range, definitely some properties that have been sitting on the market there. And the ones that are over 3 million, which is of course a smaller sector of the market, I think many of those transactions have already happened to be able to close before the end of this month, because that new land transfer tax comes in January 1st, 2024, which of course on the video channel I will be putting out the video for that. So hope that answers your questions. See you next week for one final, actually we'll have two more before the end of the year, of course. So we have the 22nd and the 29th getting into 2024. If you don't tune in before then, happy holidays. And if you do tune in, lots of content coming up on the channel, both in the shorts and the YouTube videos. Appreciate your support. Like and subscribe. Hope to get more videos out like this on the weekly basis, and to keep putting out more content that is educational, and hope this is great for you. So have an awesome day, awesome week, and happy Friday.